You've been lied to, not once, but every single time you walked into a dealership or trusted a glossy owner's manual. They told you your car would last 100,000 miles if you just followed the schedule. But the truth? Cars don't die of old age. They're murdered by their owner's habits. Today, I'm revealing 18 brutally honest habits that took my car beyond 700,000 miles, while others were being sent to the junkyard at 120,000. 17. Obey the 3K oil rule, not the dealer's lies. If you follow the 10,000-mile oil change interval in your manual, you're slowly strangling your engine. Dealerships set that number to get your car past warranty, not to keep it alive for decades. When I tore open an engine that followed factory intervals, the oil looked like burnt tar, pistons baked, cam lobes scored. Change your oil every 3,000 miles with conventional or 5,000 to 7,000 miles with full synthetic. That extra $40 buys you thousands of miles of life, or a $4,000 rebuild later. You choose. 16. Stop idling. Start driving. You think idling for 10 minutes warms your car up? Wrong. It's killing it. Here's the science. After 30 seconds, unburned fuel starts washing down your cylinder walls. That fuel thins your oil and strips away protection. Instead, start your car, wait 30 seconds, then drive gently for the first 2 miles. Oil temperature rises 8 times faster on the move. That's real protection. Idling feels safe, but it's like feeding your engine poison one sip at a time. 15. Stop after the pump clicks. Every time you top off your gas tank after the nozzle clicks, you're drowning your emission system. That extra squeeze sends raw fuel into the EVAP system, soaking the charcoal canister and destroying sensors. I've replaced dozens of $800 canisters, all because drivers wanted an extra 20 cents of gas. When the pump clicks, walk away. Every overfill is a small act of financial suicide. 14. Change transmission fluid before it's too late. Transmission failure isn't dramatic, it's silent. By 60,000 miles, your fluid is filled with clutch dust and metal grit that acts like liquid sandpaper. But here's the trap, it still looks clean. Wait until it slips and it's already dead. Drain and fill every 60,000 miles, or 90,000 if hybrid. Never flush an old neglected one, just drain and refill. Transmission rebuilds cost $3,000 to $7,000. Fluid, $80. Math done. 13. Coast. Don't crash your brakes. Brake abuse is one of the fastest ways to drain your wallet. Every time you slam your brakes, rotors hit 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's metal distortion territory. Ease off early. Coast into stops. Use engine braking on downhills. This small habit doubles rotor life, halves pad wear, and keeps your brake fluid from boiling. Cheap pads squeal and chew rotors. Always buy OEM or premium brands. Pay once, not twice. 12. Flush coolant before it's too late. Modern aluminum heads warp at 230 degrees Fahrenheit. One overheat, and your engine's done. I once saw a Tacoma's head gasket blow after the driver ignored his temp gauge for 8 minutes. Bill, $3,800. Flush coolant every 3 to 5 years, check levels monthly, and never mix colors. They're chemically different. Use exactly what your manufacturer recommends. One wrong coolant can turn your radiator into a rust experiment. 11. Fix coolant leaks. Don't babysit them. Adding coolant every week isn't maintenance, it's denial. Coolant doesn't evaporate, it's leaking. Could be a hose, a water pump, or a tiny head gasket leak that's quietly cooking your engine. Pressure test your system. Cold engine, pump to spec, and watch for pressure drop. If you ignore it, you're not managing the problem. You're buying time until it's over. 10. Empty your trunk. Your SUV isn't a dump truck. Every extra 100 pounds adds 1,000 pounds of stress during hard stops. I've replaced blown shocks and bent control arms on cars carrying years of junk in the back. Check your gross vehicle weight rating in the door jamb. Subtract the curb weight. That's your safe load. Passengers count too. Want your suspension to live? Travel light. A lighter car is a happier, longer living car. 9. Listen to your car's noises. Ticking, clunking, whining, squealing. Your car doesn't just sound old, it's crying for help. A $40 squealing belt can become a $1,200 alternator failure. A faint clunk can turn into a snapped CV joint. Listen carefully. Note where and when the noise happens. Cold or hot? During turns? On bumps? Early fixes cost lunch money. Late fixes cost paychecks. 8. Stop riding the clutch. For manual lovers, resting your foot on the clutch pedal burns your clutch plate with every mile. I've seen brand new cars roast their clutch by 40,000 miles. Keep your foot off the pedal unless shifting. At red lights, shift to neutral. On hills, use the handbrake, not the clutch, to hold position. Simple rule: no foot, no wear. That's how you triple your clutch life. 7. Never run on empty. Gas isn't just fuel, it's coolant and lubrication for your fuel pump. When your tank's near empty, that pump sucks air, overheats, and dies. $600 down the drain, easily avoided. Keep at least a quarter tank at all times. Low fuel also stirs up gunk from the bottom of your tank. That grime clogs injectors, wrecks performance, and shortens engine life. You're not saving gas by running low, you're saving trouble by staying topped. 6. Use quality spark plugs. Spark plugs are the unsung heroes of your engine's health. Ignore them, and you'll pay with misfires, rough idles, or even melted pistons. Check plugs every 60,000 miles, even if rated for 100,000. Go with trusted brands. NGK Iridium iX, Denso Iridium TT, Bosch Double Iridium, or OEM Motorcraft/AC Delco. Cheap plugs are false economy. They'll cost you horsepower, fuel, and longevity. 5. Check engine mounts, the silent shakers. Ever felt a vibration when shifting into gear? That's your engine mount crying for help. Once they fail, your drivetrain starts hammering the frame, bending brackets and stressing axles. Do the death test. Foot on brake, shift into drive, rev to 2000 RPM. If the engine jumps more than an inch, replace those mounts. OEM or high-grade aftermarket mounts only. Ignore it, and you'll pay for it with cracked manifolds and twisted torque arms. 4. Rinse the undercarriage. Fight rust like a pro. Washing your paint is vanity. Washing your undercarriage is survival. I've seen frames so rusted you could poke through with a screwdriver, all because owners skipped the underside wash. Every winter, road salt becomes acid. Hit the undercarriage with a high-pressure rinse monthly. Weekly if you live in snow country. Rust doesn't take years. It takes one season of neglect. Number 3. Don't fall for urgent dealer. Repairs walk in for an oil change, walk out with a $1,400 urgent repair. Sound familiar? Dealerships are trained to upsell. Fuel injector cleanings, brake flushes, mystery inspections, all designed to pad their numbers. Ask for proof. Ask for photos. Get a second opinion from an independent mechanic. 2. Clean your battery terminals. A corroded battery terminal can make a healthy car seem dead. White crust equals bad connection equals no start. I've had cars towed in for dead batteries that just needed a wire brush and 10 minutes of cleaning. Use baking soda and water or a terminal cleaner. Then coat with dielectric grease to block corrosion. Do this every 3 to 4 months. It's $5 maintenance that saves you from $500 headaches. 1. Always use the parking brake. Your P gear isn't a brake. It's a tiny metal finger called a parking pawl. When you skip the e-brake on a hill, that finger alone holds your entire car's weight. Snap it, and hello $2,800 transmission repair. Set the e-brake first, then shift to park. Flat road, uphill, downhill, doesn't matter. It's called a parking brake for a reason. Make it a habit, and you'll never hear the sound of your transmission crying. Bonus 18. The hidden habit, electrical ground and voltage stability. Here's the one almost no one talks about, and it's the secret sauce that made my car unstoppable. Every modern car is basically a computer on wheels. Bad grounding and voltage spikes silently damage sensors, modules, and ECUs over time. I added a proper engine grounding kit. Just thick copper cables connecting the chassis, battery, and engine block. Result: smoother idling, cleaner shifts, brighter lights, and fewer sensor errors. It's cheap, easy, and can quietly add thousands of miles of reliability. Now you know the 17 habits that separate a $100,000 car from a $700,000 legend. So if you've learned something new, subscribe, share it, and stay connected.